Hey everybody, this is TJ,
And this is Superfan.
and you just got a little view from outside of our little apartment here in Rome, which is a view of the Pantheon. So I got asked, will you be visiting any record stores when you go to Rome? And I hadn't really thought much about that aspect. Primarily just wanted to see all the big sites. But, we found a little record store in Rome called Mille Records, if I say it right. And this is their card here. This is their little
QR code
if you want to scan
it.
for them.
Hopefully that comes in clear enough.
We'll see if it does or not.
We'll give a better picture.
Hopefully. So we went to a little record store there and picked up a few things. I'm going to show them to you right here. First of all, we have El Dorado Electric Light Orchestra, using, of course, the famous sequence from The Wizard of Oz
Wow.
motion picture
Yeah.
on the cover.
And
And
shot.
yeah, and this is a 70s pressing that we found there. The cover was in decent shape, but the inner sleeve was in excellent shape. But the record was in just almost immaculate condition. Extremely good 70s pressing. The store included these very nice protective bags here for each one. The second one that I picked up, and had to be careful how much I purchased because we gotta, take it back with us, is 90125. I always want to say 90120. And but yeah, this of course was the album that kind of brought them back into relevance again back in the 80s. And this also we recognize as an 80s pressing, although it does say made and distributed in Italy by WEA Italia SPA. I'm reading the back here right now.
Yeah, that's Warner Electra Atlantic.
Yeah. Sleeve in really good shape. And the record was a little heftier, I felt, than average records were at the time in the 80s. And during the 80s, of course, records started getting really paper thin, really flexi-disc thin, because they wanted you to switch to CD. But yeah, this is much thicker. It's not quite 180, it doesn't feel like 180 gram, but it feels much thicker than a lot of records were at the time when I look at used records from the 80s. And, but there we go. But definitely an 80s pressing of it from the time when it came out. We'll take them home and see how they sound.
And we'll let you know.
Yeah, let you know. And of course, the thing is getting them home. We actually have protective mailing packages that
I made him pack.
That I packed. Yes, Superfan made me pack them from home from records that I had gotten shipped to me to reuse, to just basically pack them in, protect them, put them in the suitcase, and just
pray.
hope and just pray that they travel okay. Because you know how sometimes airports can treat luggage. So hopefully we're going to do our best to securely package them and hope they're okay. I mean, I guess we could try to ship them via mail here in Italy. I don't know how that would be. It may be just as hazardous as putting them in the suitcase to ship them from so far away. It may be just as risky. But
Well, I've always heard don't trust the Italian mail.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I have heard people say you have to go to Vatican City to be certain you receive mail that you're shipping.
Wow.
If you're in Rome. Or if you're in Italy, you need to go to the Vatican to ship, because they have their own post office.
Well, okay, so we're putting these in, we're going to basically pack them up, secure them up in the packaging that we brought with us, and we're going to put them in the suitcase and just pray that they're okay. We'll find out when we get to the end. Anyways, that's our little haul from Rome. And
it's gelato o'clock too.
okay, so hopefully this will be okay. Anyways, we'll see you all when we get back from Rome. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we are back home now.
Yes, we are.
And we unpacked and we pulled out the records here. We packed in the suitcase. And so what we did here, this was Superfan's idea, was we had 3 mailers. Actually, we had 4, but we disposed of one out there because we didn't need it. But Superfan said to me, grab about 3 to 4 record mailers. And I get these from when I order a record online. They'll send it to me in a mailer, and I'll keep the mailers for in case I want to sell some records online of my own. But I had some extras, so we packed them in the suitcase.
We had room, obviously.
And so Superfan's idea was she said, put 2 of them in one, and then we'll just pack one in front and one in back for just help secure them and help protect them from any potential damage. Because these were going in a suitcase, and you know how rough airlines can be with suitcases.
And guitars.
And we didn't want to mail them, of course, like we said earlier, after what Superfan said about, mail in Italy. Don't do that. Don't trust it. So anyways, though, we're going to unbox these now and
see how they came out.
See if they're okay. They
look fine.
I think they're going to be fine, yeah. But let's go ahead here.
I think you can just pull from the middle.
Yeah, you're right. We just pull from the middle.
And we probably did it. It was probably a little over the top.
Probably, but I think it was a good idea. Better safe than sorry. I sometimes tease Superfan about overpacking sometimes too much, but she's very much like a Boy Scout, always be prepared. And she has had this little flat roll, half of a roll of masking tape sitting in our travel stuff that's just sat there.
It's not hurting anything.
Yeah, and just in case we needed it, and this is the time we needed it.
There have been other times we've used it.
Oh, okay, maybe I've forgotten, but anyways, though, so here is the actual package with the records here, and we're going to take a look at them here. You saw them after we brought them back to our apartment in Rome, and we are going to try, of course, to make a separate video that's just about the trip to Rome, and put it up here on the channel in case you're interested in knowing more about it. Oh, and I forgot to mention,
Grogu did go. Yeah,
he went with us on the trip. He shrunk down a little bit for the trip. But we did take pictures of him at various.
Yeah, he didn't want to wear his robe.
Yeah,
he asked for some traveling clothes. So I took care of that for him.
Yeah, Superfan got him some traveling clothes,
street clothes,
little hat and everything. But yeah, so he went on the trip with us, and so here are the records. They look okay to me. Yes, and 90125. And then El Dorado.
They were pretty snugly packed in there.
Yeah.
So.
And these were the little. Everything looks okay. We're gonna play them for a moment and just see how they sound. Make sure that they are okay, but they look fine to me. Yeah. So we're gonna just take a moment and play them, and then just make sure everything's good, and we'll come right back. Okay, we have just listened to both records. We didn't listen to the entire records, just, the first track of each one, just to get an idea. And so El Dorado, little bit of snap at the beginning, a little snap and crack at the beginning, that's about it. A little bit of, a little snap here and there in between the tracks. Nothing major, nothing that would take away your enjoyment of the record. Nothing that takes away my enjoyment of the record. Cleaned it with the carbon fiber brush, both of these before playing. And yeah, this one sounded really good. And I'll let you know something here. Electric Light Orchestra has always just simply been a greatest hits band for me. This will be the first actual album that I have owned by them, and be the first one I actually listened to in its entirety. I've never heard this in its entirety. So yeah, this will be a fun experience for me. And but I liked what I heard. There was basically the overture, the El Dorado overture, and then I can't get it out of my head. So I guess I listened to more than one track, but the overture was so brief. But yeah, sounded really good. This record's probably about 50 years old or so. beautiful. It really came to life, all analog, so that was really great. The other one, and this was the one that was looked to be more immaculate when we looked at the disc. This one, however, didn't look quite as immaculate, but this one was like perfectly quiet.
It played like a new record.
Yeah, it played like a brand new record. And it sounded fantastic. And this record's, of course, about maybe 40 years old or so, somewhere between 40 and 45 years. I'm just off the top of my head without really calculating anything. I, of course, know this album. I picked it up back when it first came out. And so, yeah, this one sounded just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So the records themselves came home, in good condition.
They're well-traveled.
They were well-traveled. They didn't suffer any casualties. And, maybe we're planning another international trip in the near future. And we'll actually be going to England, whose mail system we've used in the past, because we did go to England many, many, many years ago. I'm saying maybe over a decade ago.
Yeah.
We went to England. And we did use their mail system. And it is very trustworthy and reliable. But we'll see what happens in England.
Yeah,
I wasn't into records back then.
Maybe we'll just ship
we'll just ship out. They have their own version of priority mail.
They do.
Or I think I don't know if they have their own version of media mail. Or if it applies outside of their country. But yeah, we might just do that. We'll see. Then again, we might just pack like we did before. So those traveled just fine. And
we'll probably do a little more record shopping on that next trip.
In England, yeah. Yeah, we only went to, like we said, we actually only went to I don't know if we said this in the first half. We went to 2 record stores in Rome. The first one was all brand new stuff.
Yeah, it was like across the street, basically.
Very close. We walked there from where we were staying. And I won't mention the name of the store, but the person that was there working made us feel very unwelcome. And we got out as quickly as we could, basically.
Yeah. There's no import, like back in the day, there used to be imports, and that market doesn't really exist.
Yeah, it was. There was nothing there we couldn't get back home.
Exactly.
Is how we looked at it. But just the fact that
when you stand there with your hands on your hip, tapping your foot,
staring at the only 2 customers in the store.
When you open 20 minutes late.
Yeah, they opened about 20 minutes late, and then we walked in.
Italy.
Yeah, they just was not very friendly. The other one, though, was very warm and inviting, and this one had new menus. And, of course, like I said, we're finding things that we may not necessarily find
You have a QR code.
Yeah, that's right. We have a QR code for them. We showed this earlier, but hopefully this comes out a little better this time around if you feel like checking out their QR code.
And what's the name of the store?
And the name of the store, if I say it right, Mille Records, Mille Records. Hopefully I say it right.
That sounds about right.
But there they are. So that was their little card. And yeah, owner very friendly. He, offered the protective covers for each one that I purchased. Yeah, so very happy with that. Can't wait to hear the rest. And thanks so much for watching. And hopefully we'll have a video posted up fairly soon of our trip to Rome and some of the things that we saw and did there, if you're interested. So everybody take care. As always, if you like these videos, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. And thank you to the patron supporters who, as always, help me to make more videos.
You're fierce and mighty.
That's why patron supporters receive exclusive weekly videos not available here on the channel. And if you can't be a patron supporter, we understand. Just hit the super thanks button. And if you can't do that, we still understand. Just click like and share these videos with anyone you think might be interested. We'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.